Right, good afternoon again. I just thought I'd do another video because the last one I'd done was a bit of a spur of the moment video. I did it while I was at work on site. Didn't really think much of it. It was something I was thinking about that I wanted to get out for the first timers more than anything. Like I said in the previous video, the day before that I'd run a competition for first timers, novice and opens. And I just wanted to make the first timers aware about pre-comp blues, depression, however you want to call it. It seems to turn out that it's not just the first timers. The response I got to that video was phenomenal. I had professional athletes messaging me saying how much of a good thing it was that I was saying something about it, and they struggle with it, that they've witnessed people struggle with it, how they've got into that rut and how they've really struggled to get out of it. So I wanted to just kind of do another sort of video, but a little bit more sharper, instead of doing it in a rush. So yeah, in my own personal experience, I've come out of comps and you go back into the gym and you've just got nothing. There's nothing in the tank. You just don't really. Sometimes you don't want to get back in the gym. It can be really hard. But what I've found to do to contradict that is, one, talk to somebody, as a family member or friend, just say, I'm not really, definitely open up about it, because I know if you don't realise why it's happening, it can be quite bad. You know, if you are a first timer, or not even a first timer, quite clearly, even if you're a pro, you know, if you're not expecting it to happen, you do a comp, you win it, for instance, you come back and you suddenly feel like shit, you won't comprehend what's going on. So this is kind of a bit of an eye-opener for them people who may not be aware of it. I'm not saying that everyone's not aware of it. I'm fully aware that most are, but like I say, from the response I got from the previous video, quite a lot of people are not. So if you're going into a comp, like, you need to kind of prepare yourself for it. I'm not saying it is going to happen. It never always happens. Again, that was something else I did in the previous video. I was insisting it was going to happen. It's not going to happen. Well, it's definitely not going to happen. What I mean is, the possibilities are quite high. So the best thing I can suggest to do is, like, judge your own mood. And you know, after the comp, have a week off like everyone else does. Let your body recoup, let your brain recoup, and then if you've not got another competition in the line, set another comp. I don't know, get another comp, another PB. Set your mind on something else, because it will pull you straight back out. It will prevent you from dropping. Because also, another subject I want to touch on is, and also if you're cycling, if you're on gear, I'd like to think the first timers really won't know about this, but you never know now. If you are on gear, you need to take that into consideration massively as well, because, you know, we all know that will affect your mood massively once you do start dropping. So bear that in mind when you do it. Because another subject that I have spoke to a couple of people about as well is pre-comp blues. Not many people get this. I've had it myself, and I do know of a few people that have had it. And again, that is literally the same, but build up to the competition. I think I had it for a comp a couple of years ago. I can't remember particularly what comp it was. It's irrelevant anyway. But build up to the comp, I just didn't want to do nothing. I thought, I'm not going to do it. I'm not confident myself, and I got myself into a real rut. And that was hard to get out of. But it wasn't until after the comp that I realised what it was. So these are just things that people need to be aware of and just watch out for. And like I say, my advice is try and have a comp after a comp, because if we're all competing, what most of us do, you have a comp and then, you know, you're already eyeing at the next comp. So I would really advise doing that. And again, be very careful if you're on cycle. It's a tricky one. I am going to do another video in a minute about that. I've got a bit of spare time in the gym, so I've got 2 videos I want to do. This is one, and the gear side of things is the other. That's going to be a bit more nitty gritty. But yeah, I'm hoping that all makes sense and is a bit more clearer than my previous video where I was at work. Obviously, I'll always be here for a chat. Just this is mostly to the people closest to me. Obviously, if it's helps somebody out further afield, then excellent. But I'm not trying to get famous off this. I'm not really bothered about views or whatever else it is on there. It's just more opening people's eyes up to it. You know, so once you have a comp, if you do start to feel like you're feeling a bit shitty after the comp, I'd like to think if you've watched this, you would be able to handle it a bit better, instead of it happening without you kind of understanding why it's happening. Because I think that's what catches a lot of people out. From what I've spoke to since I released the first video, everyone's kind of understanding of it is they weren't clued up to what was happening. You know, they've just done it. I'm not going to mention his name, but I spoke to an athlete and he was like, I won the comp in America, I come back, my wife had to literally drag me back into the gym. So, you know, if you can understand why that's happening, then you can get on top of it and act quicker. I should point out as well, for some reason, I don't know why I keep doing this, but I keep saying men. This is going to happen across the field, men and female, because I've had a few females get a hold of me as well. So please don't think I'm like doing one out of the other. It can happen to women as well. So if it does, like, just be aware of it. That's all I'm trying to say, is just hopefully this helps. That's basically where I'm trying to get with it. So yeah, like I say, if you've got any questions or you want to get hold of me, just drop me a message on the gym page. I'm always here to talk. So yeah, fingers crossed. I hope you're all good.